How's it going there, YouTube? As you can tell by the title of the video and that really interesting looking thumbnail, the Vanguard anime has been rebooted. That's been confirmed by Bushiroad just not too long ago. If you go look at the Bushiroad Vanguard page for English or Japanese, preferably English if you're watching this video, given that I don't know Japanese myself, you will know that there is a ton of stuff dropped on us, and I'm very, very excited. Like 2018 is going to be a great year for new Vanguard players to start getting into the game. Sure, the Stride era it was and is currently fun, but it's also very expensive. This is also just something new. The cards and the new designs and whatnot, they look so much more sleek, can I say, and they really stand out, a lot more pizzazz. But without going too off topic, let me just go over all the stuff that Bushiroad just dropped on us. So of course, as you just heard, the Vanguard anime is rebooted. Team Q4 is coming back. In fact, Aichi and Kai are going to be the main protagonists again. No more silly pink spiraled haired people with red hair and I mean, sure, we already got some blue haired dude, but whatever, it's anime, and a card game anime. So of course the main protagonist is gonna have some wacky hair, but that's kind of the reason why I never liked Chrono, is just because his hair. I'm like, okay, no, how do you keep that? Anyway, so yeah, we're basically, it looks like it may be the entire first and second season of the original Vanguard series, just maybe done a little differently. I'm not too sure. If you look at the some of the concept art and other things like that that are already leaked, it pretty much looks like the same thing. They just look a little bit more clean and a little bit more detail has been added, of course. Let's see here. All the characters, as they said, are back. Aichi, Kai, Misaki, Kamui. All of your old arch enemies are enemies are back as well. Well, I can't speak. Such as Kyo, I never liked him. Rin, Asuka, Tetsu, all those lovable people. I love a lot of the character designs now. Of course, they are taken from the older ones from the original anime series, but for some reason they look a little bit more better. Emmy is also a little taller. Some people are kind of sized a bit differently here. And that's all going to be broadcasted May 5th of 2018 on YouTube, Crunchyroll, etc. And now to go on to the exciting part. Now this one really, really caught my attention because everyone for the longest time has been trying to think, what is the new mechanic that Bushiroad's going to put? Well, we're not 100% sure exactly what the new mechanic is, all the way. But, I mean, until more studies are done, we'll finally understand what this is all about. But this is all I have so far. Basically, there's something called an imaginary gift. If you remember in the original Vanguard series, it's all about, like, you got to imagine that you're on the planet Krei and you're with these beings and whatnot, and you're the Vanguard and whatnot. So there's something called an imaginary gift, which is basically, it appears to be 3 cards that may be outside the main deck more than likely, and they almost appear like, how do I put it? Like tokens in Yu-Gi-Oh! When tokens are put on the board. Well, these specific cards you place on units, and there are 3 different types. There's, let's see. There's Force, Protect, and I can't read the other one at the moment, but there are 3 different ones, and the first one, the one I can't necessarily read, it's the very first. Let's see, that skill is, you get an additional front row rear guard circle that cannot be boosted apart from your current circles, fair enough, and that circle gains 10,000 power on your turn. That's pretty impressive. Now the Force one says, choose a Vanguard or rearguard circle to place this marker. Okay, so that's what it is. It's a marker. The unit in that circle gets 10,000 power on your turn, again, and it will get 20,000 power if there are 2 markers. So this is obviously something where you can place multiples on the board, maybe multiples on a single card, I'm not too sure. Or, I mean, a circle, I don't know. And then there's Protect. Now, I play Bermuda and OTT religiously, so if there's anything I know about this card game, it's that I love tanking defense. And this one is really, really interesting. Basically, you add this card to your hand, it must be revealed to your opponent, and it functions like a sentinel, a perfect guard, where it's in quotes, I'm sorry, in parentheses, this unit cannot be hit if you discard a card when playing this card. So it basically acts as another perfect guard, and if you've already seen the information going around about the new Aqua for Bermuda Triangle, you can now play 6 perfect guards, essentially. And just when I thought that there were those stand triggers out there that say, oh, you can play 16 copies of the stand, I thought, well, that's kind of cool and gimmicky. But Nope, now you can play 6 perfect guards, and now it seems you can play even more. But I'm pretty sure there'll be restrictions as to what type of how many of each gift marker that you can play. But more details on that later. Now, the biggest thing that caught my eye, two of them, is first of all, there is a new trigger coming out. Now, I know many people will probably be triggered, no pun intended, that there is no J ruler thing. Which, if you've been keeping up with any Vanguard news, Different Fight, Card Protagonist, Card Otaku, and especially Solemn Vanguard, love all of them to death, huge fans. They've all been talking about what, well, if not most of them, have been talking about what the future mechanic may be, and it may stretch off of what Geese is doing. Like, what if Gear Chronicle, like, do something with time, and it interacts with Geese, and all clans are able to have, like, their own unique J-Ruler type starter, and become a boss monster based on their own keywords and whatnot. Now, honestly, given the lore of Geese, I don't think that was ever going to be possible. I think something like Geese was made to be gimmicky and is like similar to like a one-time only thing, although I'm sure we'll get something similar to it. Similar to like the instant win with Glendios, it'd probably be the only one. Little did we know we'd also get one with Deleter that turns out to be, I mean, a lot more worse, but I mean, I guess the Deleter one just had to have something because deletion was bad enough as it was, apparently. But no, apparently we get a new trigger, and it's called a front trigger. Also, a new thing is that all triggers now give 10,000 power, no longer 5,000. So if you check a single like critical or draw, you give that trigger now gives 10,000 instead of 5. So I'm pretty sure that when new triggers are printed out for this stuff, for this era of Vanguard, that they'll no longer have 5, it'll be 10,000. So that's something you gotta mix around with your deck. You can't, I'm not sure if you'd be able to play triggers that say 5,000 anymore, or if you do play triggers that say 5,000 power, if the rule just like kicks into place and it's like, oh no, yeah, just give it an extra 5,000. I'm not sure. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. We have new Trowdex coming out. Trowdex, and let's see here. It looks like a literal reboot. Like, everything in here is pretty much almost a reboot of the original anime series. We get a new Aichi and Kai structure deck with your typical Blaster Blade and Overlord as the cover cards. Except they got like amazing new art. I can't stress it looks so good. These decks come out June 8th, I believe, for the in Japan. Let's see here, just trying to find. All right. See, these structure decks will include 14 types of all new. Oh, I can't read this very well. Let's see. My apologies, I was very unprepared for this. Let's see. It provides 53 cards total. Each deck comes with 50 cards, of course, and 3 gift markers. I'm guessing one of each, so if you want to get these, not sure if they're going to be in booster sets yet or if they're going to come out with new ones, but it's guaranteed at least you get those when you pick these things up. And 1 copy each of 4 types of triple rares included. That's very interesting. Let's see here. Pre-constructed 50-card deck. Paper playmat, of course. I mean, of course, you're not going to get some rubber playmat in a small cardboard deck box. First guide, 3 gift markers. Yeah, release date in Japan, June 8th, 2018. Basically, from what I've been researching, this is basically something new. Like, this is something that Bushiroad's been wanting to do for a while. With how fast and how far Vanguard currently has grown, it isn't very easy for new players to join, and Bushiroad basically just wanted to make that fair by going straight back to the beginning and doing it all over again, but in a different way. So let's see here. Alright. Alright. There also seems to be leaked information about, let's see, a possible Bermuda Triangle animation. That one, I mean, I love Bermuda Triangle, but I wasn't very excited for that. I mean, sure. I mean, I guess fan service prevails overall. Let's see. There are 3 different formats. I'm not a very competitive player myself. I just play this game for fun. And that's pretty much all card games are for me. But I thought this was very interesting. Let's see. There is the new standard format. Basically, only cards of the new series are able to be used. Basically, meaning the past 4 or 5 years you've been playing Vanguard, everything's irrelevant up to this point. Once these things drop this year, 2018, anyone who wants to join the game and those who are veterans who want to play the game in this other type of format, you are now stuck, and everything you've ever spent on the past is pointless. you basically have to start the game anew yourself in order to play this format. Let's see, there's another one that states that you can mix, which will be very interesting because the card designs for the cards themselves, their shields, the power, where the race, clan name, and the flag, everything looks so much more different. So I mean, if you combine both of these, I guess it'll almost kind of be like this Bermuda Triangle deck you see here. If you have half of it SP'd and half of it not, it'll just be a little jarring. You can totally tell the newer cards from the old, or new art from the original, I guess, because so many of these cards that I'm looking at are getting reprints. Let's see, and then there's another format where basically you play G series and back. So I mean, there really isn't even much. I mean, let's see what words I'm trying to say. I guess if you're playing competitively, there are 3 different ways you can play, and these are ways that we are already used to or are going to have to get used to later on. And whether you play, and even if you don't play competitively and you play locally, it's unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, where you could either play originally or like the original way, or you can play Link era. Lord forbid. You actually have a choice on how you want to play because there's going to be different formats. So, I mean, of course, you can play Yu-Gi-Oh in the older way if you want, but in all of the new rules, like you can't draw on your first turn. But I mean, in Yu-Gi-Oh, if you're going to be playing Link format, that's kind of what you have to play. The entire game is just put that way. And that's pretty much all I really have to say for now. That's all the information that has been put out currently, and that's all I really have to say. I mean, I'm just super excited. I mean, it's very, very rejuvenating to see that something so old is finally getting like rebooted for those who kind of missed out on those times. I mean, I think the Link Joker era is probably like the best moment of my Cardfight Vanguard playing experience. I mean, I loved Limit Break. Nebula Lord was always boss. Of course, Chaos Breaker was more dominant, but the fact that like Chaos Breaker could also crunch in some better numbers. I love high hitting decks, I guess you could say. And another thing for these formats, if you play standard, the one where you can only play cards in the newer set, you are not allowed to play older cards, meaning when new stuff is released, like especially stuff for Harry, Purple Sharpesis went from, as a rare, from $3 to 14 or 15 bucks again. Betty's from the trial deck went from 3 cents for all I know to from worthless to like almost $1 a piece. Dancing Princess of the Night Sky, thank God I kept my playset, went from a $2-3 rare to a near $17 to $20 rare. It's just awful, and all just because a single promo came out and is dominating the meta for God knows how long. Because the deck is almost practically free. So yeah, I mean, it's just really, really nice to know that if you are going to play in this new format, you don't have to pick up any of the old stuff anymore. It's ridiculous. You don't have to worry about all that type of stuff. Like, you're literally just starting the game anew as if you've never touched it before, and everything that's coming out is stuff you have to pick up. Hopefully, Bushiroad also find means of, well, I guess because beggars can't be choosers, I'm kind of hoping that Bushiroad make it a little bit more possible for players who want to reach out for this game to have more accessibility to these cards, because I know many card shops who try to like introduce a new card game or sell something. If it doesn't sell well, of course they won't get more into it. I hope Bushiroad have plans in the near future to make this game a little bit more profitable, make it more fun. I mean, it's already fun, but I mean, you guys pretty much know what the heck I'm talking about. I just hope that Bushiroad can make this game just stand out amongst the others and just have an even bigger fan base than it already does. But that's all I pretty much have to say. I'm just excited for this new trigger. The power bonus, that's really, really weird, interesting. So I'm guessing you're going to have really, really good means of protecting yourself from now on. I'm sure there's going to be new, let's see, what are those things called again? Like those new token looking cards and means of defending yourself. I mean, sure, there's one for Protect that says you can use that as Sentinel, but I'm not sure exactly when you'll be able to use it. So let me know what you guys think about all this stuff, about the new anime reboot, about this new trigger and the thing. What do you think the front trigger will do? That has not been released yet. No one knows what the front trigger means. Now, because most of these cards say, not the cards, the markers, not tokens, markers, say like you target a circle and that unit will gain power and it's separate from other circles, I'm guessing you would target the ones in the front row. So maybe there's going to be more focus on that. I mean, one thing that I have been predicting was that if there is going to be a new mechanic, I want there to be something that will enhance the main deck experience, because everyone's just so focused on the stride zone. That's extra money you have to put apart from your main deck. That's probably stayed the same for a long time. So I'm done. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I know I just said I'm going to stop talking for like 5 minutes, but this is just something I have to explain because some people have gotten on to me about this, and I'm just going to put it out there in just this one really long video at the very end, of course, because just get it out of the way. If you're wondering why my voice sounds so familiar and some of my playmats are familiar, and you're like, oh, it's that same dude from that one channel that's always in the link in the description. Well, that's because Team Asian was something that me and a lot of my friends who got into this game when it first came out wanted to make. And I mean, we've been disbanded for quite some time due to work and everyday life things and shenanigans. But I mean, once in a maybe like every week or so, we get together and we go to events. We go to our local card shop and we post stuff. And I don't want to put it to my main channel because I just figured it's more of a team effort. So I want to give credit to everyone. So I want to put that video and like those videos and those profiles and all that type of stuff all in one channel. So it just goes to show that it's not just one person behind the scenes, it's everyone. And yeah, that's it. All right, see you guys next time.